Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening. Okay, now my time is around 5:30. I still working on this video lecture because I believe I should uploaded this video lecture before your brothers sisters in modular mode can have some their revision before they go for final exam next week. Alright, without further ado, I will continue on the next part. Actually, this is part 3. I purposely do part 2 only for the subtopic on how in Islam is fighting the corruption and the rule, and certain hadiths and verse supported to say that in Islam we are really forbidden. Okay, we are really discouraged. We really prohibit, okay, corruption in our daily life. Right. So without further ado, we're moving to the another subtopic. It's called as the global market and the green business. So under this global market, we have two, and the first one, the global market, and the another one is the green business. So this is the two subtopic that I will cover for this part 3, and inshallah topic 7 will be finished. Okay. All right. E-commerce and the global internet economy. So according to the notes here, if you realize, there is a few of the authors stated about their opinion, and saying what is a green, what is a e-commerce. Okay, according to Abdul Gadir, Ahmed Dabir, and Ibrahim 2012, e-commerce is the adoption. E-commerce has facilitated sound business relationship between manufacturers and the customer. So meaning to say, e-commerce have actually brought a very large network between relationship among the manufacturer and the customer, because is actually cut into ties and shortening the relationship between the middleman. Okay, so in here we can see that the manufacturer can directly with the customer. Okay, and Abdul Gadir et al. 2012 stated a consumer to business C2B transaction involve a reverse auctions, which empowers consumer to influence transaction. So meaning to say, in here also the consumer have a large power in order to embark, okay, the transaction, in order to have an certain of a bargaining power, and the consumer able to influence the transaction, even though it's called as e-commerce. Okay, e-commerce, before I further due without I before I proceed, e-commerce is the transaction between the buyer and suppliers, and buyer and the seller in the network, in the internet connection, using internet connection via the appliances as computer, laptop, okay, or maybe desktop, or maybe handphone right now. And Goldstein's and Corner 2012, e-commerce form of the business transaction encompasses buying and selling over the internet through the computer mediated network. Sorry, medicated pula. Okay, computer mediated network. So this is I told you just now. Okay, I believe that the third definition here quite really easy to understand. And then if you realize from here, it started about e-commerce form, okay, of business transaction encompasses highlighted on buying and selling over the internet. And the last one we do have, second last, okay, we have Johnson 2010. About 80% of the e-commerce transaction are of these types and have been assumed to grow faster than B2C segments. And the last one, according to Mahadevan 2000 and Joseph 2004, e-commerce industry have diversified enormously from electronic fund transfer, online shopping, and internet banking to electronics exchange of data, in which companies transfer documents such as purchase order or invoices. So nowadays, due to advances technologies, we no need to wait for the parcel, wait for the mail, okay, in order to have hard copy invoices, okay, or maybe purchase order PO. So we have just waiting from the suppliers to just email us, okay, and within a seconds or maybe within minutes we can get the invoices after we made some payment. And so do with such document purchase order, okay. And I believe with advances of technology, somehow, like website, they do have like if you realize, we go through their website, we can just click and add to cart, and then if you want to proceed with the booking order, and you make commit payment, and then you fill up the details, and then you can have the transaction by paying through mobile banking, or uh, paying using your internet banking, and it's up to you. And after that, you're just waiting for your parcel and it's delivered to your house. So so easy. I can say that I'm a part of it like now, because you can see that my menu also been using this e-commerce, and I quietly surprised actually, because I don't ever have this idea in my head, but the supplier is approaching me, okay. And I hope that it can help you little bit, okay. And of course, I wish that yeah, this is something like era, okay, on how revolution on transaction by manual rather than yeah, face to face, right. So yeah, it's a quite I can say a new thing, new norm for me. All right, so we're moving on to next topic, next subtopic. Still also under e-commerce, but they have the another part they call as benefits of e-commerce. So as you can see at the left sides, they currently highlighted on the tangible benefits, which is I mean the product itself, whereby for the right side is about intangible benefits, okay. My right side, not your right side, okay. And then if you can see from here, under tangible benefits, we have business efficiency. When we're talking about business efficiency, we are talking about how does the business become more systematic, more efficient way in their own way. And this is according to Fraser et al. And also Lee and Regins, okay. So this is all the authors saying that through the benefits of e-commerce, one is business efficiency. All are being transacted into database, and of course it's all online, and everything being kept in the soft copy form. And the second one, increase automation of the processes, in terms of, I think that this point is more on how do we process those the orders, okay. I give very simple example, like your menu one, you click on the site, I mean the link that I give to you. You are a link, and then you just fill up the information. After you make up the payment, and then you can just waiting for your parcel after 2 days, if I'm not mistaken. The longest, and the student give feedback to me is 14 days, which is the student is staying at Sabah, I think Nash, right, okay. Thank you so much for yeah buying my manual. So even though it's in Sabah Sarawak, your manual still arrive at your home. Thank you so much. Yeah. And yeah, it's increased automations of processes. Okay. Rather than maybe of course the days might be a little bit differ from for those who are living in Peninsula, living in Malay, not Malaysian Peninsula. For example, like Kuala Lumpur, Melaka, or some parts the in here, Negeri Sembilan, if I'm not mistaken, some my student in Negeri Sembilan there. And of course, automatically is increase the processes itself, rather than waiting. Maybe the supplier is sending to me, and then it take times also. Okay, if you want to come, yeah, it takes time. Okay, and then yeah, we have to also bear in mind in the kind of this situation right now, COVID-19, we still on CMCO, so it's a lot of things that we have to bear in mind. And the third one, transformations of the traditional market change. No more like brick and mortar stores. So we do have like in your house also, you can start to make your own business without rental any building, and also shop houses, for example, you can start with your operation from home. So there is no traditional market chain, and there is sometimes we can cut a lot of the middleman. Okay, you just directly to your supplier or your manufacturer. And the fourth one, retain and expected customer base. This is retain and expanded customer base, because we are talking about the network, okay, that we have once the customer maybe had loyal customer, had satisfied with our product and services, there will be like expanding it through word of mouth, right? Word of mouth meaning to say from one person to another person, and yeah, and it can be like huge network, okay. And of course using like can like social media and other tools, especially appliances tools, apps, right? It actually increase in terms of expanding and spreading the information, okay. And then the fifth one, reduce the operation cost. I told you just now, no more rental building, no more rental any shop houses, so we use from whatever what we had, like for example from home, okay. And then if you living in hostel, from your hostel also you can actually do, if you living in your rental house, you also can do it your business from home, okay. And in term of the employees, the workers, sometimes somehow for the starter business, mostly you're using your own siblings or you're using your friends to help you, okay. So we can start with a very low operation cost. And the sixth one, acquisition of the niche market. So we're talking about niche market. You can focus more on specific product, okay, and you can focus on more niche market, because somehow in online markets, e-commerce, most probably the business is look into very details and focusing market. I mean to say it's very rare market. So the things that you never heard before, the business is being done in online. Example, I can say like we do have customized shoes, legendary. For example, Dato Jimmy shoes. Okay, one of the indicator like niche market. And we do also like like nowadays they do have like anti-clockwise watch. Okay, so that one also is a part of the niche market. Okay, niche product. And other more, I believe that they do have the certain of the customize, more on customization product, okay. For example, like your clothes, your attire, you want it to be different from the rest, so that's why you need some more on niche market that can meet your requirement standard, okay, and demand, okay. And then we're moving to the part of intangible benefits, okay. To tell you again, even though I shouldn't tell, tangible benefits meaning what is the benefits from the products, okay, that been sell through e-commerce, and whereby intangible benefits is using some benefits of services, okay, that been the services being expand through e-commerce, okay. Number one, enhancing well-being and educations of the customer. So meaning to say in here, in term of the customer itself already have a slowly highly educate by using certain tools and appliances at websites, and then they know how to educate them by using certain of information they can go through, and then they can do some Google search, and then they can compare the price from one website to another website. So indirectly is actually enhancing, okay, the well-being on education of the customer in, okay, e-commerce knowledge itself. And then the second one, maybe in term of the consumer loyalty, okay, the consumer will be satisfied with the certain services that really give some uh real satisfaction to them. Okay, so when we're talking about real satisfaction, it depends on how the services able to cope with their demand. Okay, and the first one just now I'm talking about the services, maybe in terms of the services, how the packaging and the parcel can be delivered to you as well in a very short periods. Okay, so that is one of interesting in terms of services. And we know how to track, like tracking your services, tracking number. Maybe you use DHL services using Ninja Van, using Shopee website, and then they do have multiples of option. Okay, post laju, and this is all services, especially courier services, right? To make sure that which give you the best. And then, if I'm not mistaken, in Shopee itself, they also listed down how many days so for each courier service. And of course, the customer mostly choose for the services that can give a quick service, right? And then it depends somehow. The quick service maybe charge you more, and some maybe slower service maybe charge you less. So they have vice versa advantages in here. And then the third one, we have competitive advantage. We are talking about how do in the singles of these services able to maybe give some in term of um what we call intellectual property, example like your brand names, in term of your pattern image, okay, copy rights and so forth. So this competitive advantage really concern on how do these services able to different from other services. I give example like what IKEA done. Okay, if you buy their product furnitures, and right, and the another competitive advantage, they give something like delivery charge on your furniture within, if I'm not mistaken, Klang Valley area, 25 kilometers radius, is a free. So it depends. Okay, and somehow if you might be delivered more on delivery on exit, I mean like more than that kilometers, I mean like their mileage might be more than that, maybe you've been charged on a different cost. So that is the benefits of services in delivery example. And then convenient shopping, we don't need to think about how long the journey, and then where is the parking space, how much the toll, how much the fuel that we have to fill up in our car. So we just somehow just laying on the bed, okay, sitting on like these chairs, coffee table, so you can just do Google search from your handphone. Okay, I believe when you wake up in the morning, you just see your social media in Facebook, your Instagram, Twitter, people keep on promoting their products, and from that you early in the morning without go and washing your hand, washing your face, washing your face, you already do the online shopping. See, that is totally like yeah, dream come true. Yeah, especially to those women, we can do some shopping just laying on the bed, right? Yeah, I'm saying it because I also like that. Okay, so I believe that you also like me, right? So yeah, this is a very simple because that is e-commerce. Okay, the more right now the things that every just on your single fingers that you can get it, as long that it's about money, right? All right, so we're moving to the next one. um I'm so sorry if like my voice is not too extreme, not too like enthusiastic as usual, because it's already afternoon and I'm quite um not so well, actually. I have some maybe I'm little bit exhausted, but it's okay. For you, I want to do everything for my student, okay? Sewa. Okay, all right. And then we're moving to the snapshot in the e-commerce activity in Malaysia. So this is a Malaysian government initiative for e-commerce, and some intro how this e-commerce can uh expand in Malaysia. Okay, how it started. So the first one, Malaysia was among the pioneers in Asia to introduce a single Federal Ministry of Energy, Communication and Multimedia. This is according to Daniel and Sadiq, not Sai Sadiq, 2012. So Malaysia was among the pioneers, di antara negara yang peneraju lah, okay, the one who are lead in order to introduce kementerian kita panggil tenaga komunikasi dan tenaga dan multimedia, okay. And e-commerce in Malaysia is a master plan that have been developed with the four key focus areas. So we do have includes to increase confidence in online trading, preparations of regulatory, and then we have framework, okay, and then builds digital subscribers and also introduce an electronic payment system. This is according to NOR 2011. So basically, when we're talking about this electronic payment system, when this time 2011 is something like revolution during that time, when people start to have more on spending in online compared to have face-to-face transaction. So I think that because this is one of the government initiative, okay, in order to have awareness among the people, okay, and then we do have like wait the my student asking about the assignment. Okay. All right. And then the third one, International Data Corporation IDC survey by 2007, the overall e-commerce spending in Malaysia has grown to US dollar 22.3%, 22.3 billion according to Han, Dominic and Alagir 2009. Yep. Yeah, I couldn't deny on this because, of course, this is during 2009. Can you imagine? Now is 2020. So maybe we can double up, okay? Not only just grown to USD 22.3 billion, it can be 220, it can be double up to 44.6 billion. Can you imagine that? Because this is according to how the overall e-commerce spending, especially when come to during this COVID-19, I believe there's like I told you again and again, it's like mushroom. It's like mushroom growing after the rain. Dia macam cendawan tumbuh selepas hujan, right? So it's the same thing. Okay, I believe that it's like some flooding is something like evolution, okay. People start to spending and using all the database, using e-commerce, using online banking, shopping, online shopping, everything is about online also delivery, food, everything from head to toe. And it's a really prevail, okay, well sudden this pandemic occurred in every singles of the world. And yeah, it's like trending, okay, it's not trending, actually it's a part of the cycle of pandemic, okay, to COVID-19, okay. And according to the news articles in 2010, it's like anonymous articles because they don't have put a specific name, okay. Malaysians spend around ringgit Malaysia 1.8 billion on online shopping. This is in the year 2011. Can you imagine? It's last around 9 years back, but I believe it might be double and triple right now. Not only 1.8 million, it can be like 3.6 billion, okay, when it double up, right? Can you imagine? Because the news article is 2010, so I might be times by two, maybe it more than this, okay. So this is just expectation, okay. And then moving on to this is some of to show to you that how the trending, because this is For my Fajar Hidayah students, okay, this is a trending in Malaysia. According to the Journal of Economics and Sustainable Development by Daniel Hassan and Sadiq Ali in 2012, okay, it stated here the online buyers is keep on increasing. If you can see from the diagram here, the sources is come from Department of Statistics, Government of Malaysia. Okay, so it start increasing from 2003 up to 2009, and can you imagine now it's 2020 and it's keep hiking up. Okay, meaning to say it's increasing online buyers. And for e-commerce spending, is stated from 2003 is around 10 billions. Now it's already increased up to 30 billion. And I believe it nowadays, because it's 2020, it might be 60 billion expected. And top seven things Malaysian pay online for, I think like it's almost similar to Indonesia. I believe it. Okay, it will be around that. Okay, number one, it goes for travel. Okay, travel is around 435 million according to 24% from overall spending. And bill payment utilities is 329 million, 80% from the top 17 nation pay online. Entertainment and lifestyle, for example, you want to watch your cinema, okay, and you do have 255 million, okay, for 40% from that. IT and electronics, you go for Lazada, eBay, Muda.com, or maybe you go for Shopee. They do have 280 millions, 12% from that. And general insurance, you go for life insurance, house insurance, car insurance. So they have 205 millions, 11%. And fashion and beauty, of course, you have certain like tickets or coupons or maybe promotion, okay, from Groupon, example, right? And they do have 181 million, 10%. And gift and collectibles, this is some of the sites, again, that sites website that do provide to give some gift and collectibles. So they do with 68 millions, which is equivalent with 4% from that. So this is according to the sources Nelson company reported in the Star Online 2011. So I believe now is 2020 is already double up for each of these statistic. Okay, all right, so we moving on to the next one, okay, which is the impact of e-commerce. Okay, sorry. Okay, the first one we do have provides okay, 7.6 is about the impact of the e-commerce on internalizations of SME. So number one is provides a level playing field to the small businesses. Okay, and of course, it gives some opportunity and chances to the SME, especially small medium enterprise, to have some chances to go and overboard. They can go expanding their business to international business. And I want to ask a facilitator of the internationalization for SMIES. Bear in mind, SMIES is referring to small medium internalization enterprise. And the third one, close the gap with the other multinational. So right now, SME and MNC is just no gap anymore. It's already cut into ties, is already shortening. Okay, and then the gap is no more gap. Okay, because even though you are doing your business, you are SME, small business, you are doing online business, right? So you still also what we call have the capability to do an expanding, and your customer is come from over part of the world. Okay, so that you close the gap. So this is a good thing about this e-commerce. Okay, there is no boundaries. All right, so we're moving on to the next one. Okay, the impact of e-commerce on internalization, SME. So I just read from the table here. The common reason for not using e-commerce. Kenapa sebab utama yang mereka tidak menggunakan e-commerce? Number one, no value for the current line of the business. Okay, maybe we can say that there is no current value for the business to have the business in the kinds of online business. Um, Actually, before this, I give example like properties, but properties right now also they start to have their promotion. They embark the strategy by promoting their housing development through website, but have to bear in mind maybe the things that you see in website is look like a big house, right? But when you see in the real, wow, this is just a small house. So I believe that for like properties, you have to look into face to face. Still, you have to look face to face, not just believe on the picture. Okay, and then the second one, do not have access to expertise for the creations of the application, internal or external, meaning to say how you want to have to do your services for maintenance for your website. So this is the very important, because why we have to hire. Okay, if you look into example website like Fashion Valley, is quite very impressive because it's look like equivalent to the international website, you know. So even though it's local brand name, but I'm quietly surprised, and I'm quietly proud to have that. Wow, there is a local manufacturer, local supplier, local entrepreneur that can invent it and to have like this kind of website. Actually have many example, but you can, I just give very simple example that fashionvalet.com. So you can see it's quite impressive. So I believe that they're also hiring someone who are very expertise in the kind of maintenance and services in website. Of course, that one is one of the attention seeker. Okay, um what I'm trying to say, attention seeker in here is one of the attractive way, because nowadays we are talking about you and me. Our generation in here we like something like the thing that can attract us more. All right. So of course, we want something like very impressive, very like nice, modern, minimalist. So wow, it's something like it's not bad. Okay, yeah, and also the price is not bad too. Okay, and then do not have access to expertise for the maintenance of the application, internal or external. Just now also I'm already stated this one with just now is about creation, but this one is about maintenance, it's about services. Okay, how who want to service this, who want to update this, if let's say they have frequently asked question FAQ in the website from the customer complaining everything, right? So who are the person who in charge to actually response to the question. So this is the thing that we have to take into consideration when we are doing the e-commerce. Okay, and then too costly to create and maintain. Okay, of course, because we are talking about this is something not lightly to be looked into very easy. Okay, because we talking about how to maintain. Okay, and the last one is talking about others. Another might be e-commerce rising issue. Okay, all right, and then we're moving on to, yeah, the broader role of the e-commerce in international business. Okay, so what is the role? Okay, so number one, I hope that everybody can pay some attention here, because this is the most popular question in final exam, asking about what is the role of e-commerce in international business. Okay, so number one, e-commerce help to simplify trading procedures. Basically when we're talking about e-commerce help to simplify trading procedures, because we do have the database of the customer. By customer is adding their information, inserted their information from the what we call form, online form, right, to order, and they do some checking there. Okay, and add to cart, so put details. So we are already have some process that become simplify the process rather than to ask every single customer what to have. So rather they just key in, they actually the one who are giving the information to the manufacturer or supplier. And second one, e-commerce assists in reducing bureaucracy and language problem, because mostly they use a very standardized languages by using English as a lingua franca. And some other way around, how to say that, we used to familiar with English because it's about lingua franca, right? And other way around, because certain of the website I see like Amazon.com, they do actually have some eligibility that you can change, yeah. according to your languages. So it's very good if we do have some website that able to cope with all the requirement and standard from the customer. Okay, and other way around also, the third one, e-commerce technology permits commercial transaction to take place on website. So in here we're talking about how does the some other else, maybe organization or company, do some pop-up or pop-up advertisement, and at the same time win-win situation, we are helping them, they also will helping us. So commercial transaction here in other way around, sometimes they use something like uh not necessarily using like video only, but somehow like even like YouTube, they have 2 seconds, right, to just snap inside there, and then if you want to skip the ad, you skip the ad. So once you listen to the ad, actually they can actually have some portions of the money and subscription in there, right? It depends on how that. Um, if you said about commercial transaction in here, not they do also like another way around using avatar. Okay, you know avatar, they use like a cartoon, okay, especially like children, to attract the children, because most probably all the online I might like online user is not just only adult and like us. Sometimes the children also doing the site searching and so forth, right? So it depend on what industry they have, what product they want to sell. So most probably they used to have like that. And number four, e-commerce allow SMEs to integrate more effectively into the supply chain. So as I told just now to you all that we already cut a few of ties rather than to have multiple lots of middlemen and also middlemen, and we already from small medium enterprise, we just add the internet, and then it's already become small medium internalization enterprise. Okay, it's a simple and quick as they can actually cut, okay, the supply chain, rather than to have a long of the long supply chain involvement um, in the process of the product. And the last one, e-commerce provided the cost saving and efficiency and available to all sectors. Okay, it depends. And I believe most probably 99% all sectors are agreed to have and use e-commerce as a part of them, especially during the CMCO time. And we need it. And actually in other way around, we learn something new, right? Is a new norm for all. All right, so we move to the next one. Okay, green business. So this is the last subtopic, I think, for our topic 7. Okay, so what is a green business? Okay, green business or sustainable business involve engaging in business activities that result in no negative impact on the global or local environment, community, society, or economy, is according to American Marketing Association. In other words, green business is actually balancing between the profits and also the environment. Okay, so they are concerned on more on environmental friendly, to make sure that environment can be kept at the same goes by with their profitable, because hablu minallah, hablu minannas, and also hablu in with this what we call alam, right? And then green business is any organization that participates in environmentally friendly or green activities to ensure that all processes, operation, products, and services, okay, and manufacturing activity are adequately address current environmental concern while maintaining profit. So we are talking about just now we balancing between those profit and at the same time the environmental friendly. Okay, and many green business ideas by the global companies have successfully contributed to the sustainable environment and become profitable in many ways to enterprise. So according to the top 10 global companies in the green ranking Newsweek, we do have these 10 companies: International Business Machine, IBM, Hewlett Packard, Johnson and Johnson, Sony, GlaxoSmithKline, Novartis, Deutsche Telekom, Panasonic, HSBC Holding, and Toshiba. So the things that I want to tell you all, according to this newsweek, this is around 2010. Is quite obsolete, but to tell you all, 6 upon 10 from these companies are come from electronic and electric industry. To say that they are really concerned about the best green companies in this world, I believe that maybe they highlighted on not only the KPI is on base profit base, but also how the company able to save and protect the environment as well. All right, and then we're moving to the next one. Okay. Uh, I hope my flu is not disturbing you all. Okay, all right. Green business. Okay, top 10 green companies with green initiative in Malaysia. So just now it's about world perspective. Now it's Malaysia perspective under the Clue magazine 2009. That goes with DG companies, Sundabi, Shell Malaysia, Panasonic Malaysia, YTL Group of Company, Malaysia Alliance, Canon Malaysia, Aeonco Malaysia Berhad, HP Malaysia, Hewlett Packard, and also Green Sleepers. Okay, Green Sleepers is a NGO movement regarding to protect the environment. Not a green slipper, meaning to say they are producing slippers. No. All right. So DG, as you can see, example of the green business successful. This is also very popular in final exam, asking about how do the company doing their environmental friendly action and activity, and which company is the highest lead in Malaysia, okay, according to the Clue magazine 2009. Okay, the first one we go with the DG is a deep green campaign. If you realize, DG is the first telco telecommunication industry that used to provide something like prepaid card with a very small prepaid card top up, right? They do using by recycle card like that. And then the second one, we do have they put Panasonic Malaysia green products energy efficient. So the bulb is using LED. LED is more on cost efficiency and energy efficiency. Okay, and nowadays I think that every single like electric and electronic warehouse, okay, hardware is selling like more on LED bulb, okay, if I'm not mistaken. And then Aeon Co Malaysia Berhad like JJ School, no plastic bags and use reusable shopping bags. I can see the trending right now. Yeah, it quite improve because they bring their own reusable bag rather than buying plastic bag. The thing is, to make this action become effective, no more plastic bag. Mean to say, no need to sell anymore. But yeah, what to say, some certain retailers still also selling the plastic bag, right? So if you want to have like the 100% no plastic bag on Saturday and maybe other days too, slowly do not have any plastic bag to be sale. Okay, all right, and then we're moving to the next one. Okay, the green business, top criteria. Okay, 5 criteria successful green business. It's good to be green. Okay, the first one, 3 environmental steps. Reduce, reuse, recycle, not relax, respond, remaja. Meaning to say we implement the 3 environmental steps, which is reduce, reuse, recycle. And then the second one, replace demand for non-green or not suitable one. For example, rather than using plastic bag, it's better using like reusable bag or maybe paper bag. I think like paper bag is quite good also because we can use like recycle paper bag like at overseas out there. Okay, and then the third one, develop new greener policy, business policy than traditional competition. So rather than based on profit base, why not you come up with like competition more on um based on environmental friendly companies. And I do believe that all the 6 upon 10 electronic company that I mentioned just now earlier, they all are actually competing based on how what the company does for the environmental friendly. And then the fourth one, long-term commitment toward environmental principles. So we do have For example, long-term commitment, maybe we can do some memorandum or agreement with the company that able to have some environmental principle aspect. For example, the company, like I give example, simple example, like Canon, they use like a cartridge, reusable cartridge. For those who have empty cartridge, then the empty cartridge can be returned to them, and then the cartridge can be recycled back. So that is one of the other way around. Maybe some paper, okay, we used to print double sided, after that we can send for recycle. Okay, that is also one of the long term commitment. Okay, and then we have to make sure that everybody make sure, before you go back to work, you have to lock out and lock off your company computers, and then make sure you will plug off, okay, your wires and also everything. Because if you still just close it, shut down, and then you not plug off, actually the energy is still go around. Okay, the energy is still running in there. And then the fifth one, honesty and transparency in clean business practices. So it have to start with the top management. Okay, I believe that the top management can create some policy in order to make sure that we have to implement the honesty and transparent in green business practices. Maybe a week they can have, or maybe a month activity, or maybe 6 month once. Okay, something like activity. No vehicles to workplace. Maybe you should use like maybe like public transport example, or maybe you can have something like spring cleaning to plug not plug but plant some trees. Okay, or maybe we can also do some spring cleaning like 3R environmental step by reduce, reuse, recycle. And like especially like in IIC, right, we can do some activities with the students, and then how to make sure that the green practices can be, how to say, develop among the students itself. Okay, we can do some kind activity, maybe do and create some innovation using recycled products. Okay, I do once before, for your information, student, during 2014 2015 time. Okay, but no more after this, no more. I didn't do that kind of assignment. And it's quite impressive because mostly my student is innovator. When it comes to practical and technical, they are really walawi. Okay, it's wow. They can create something that I can't imagine. Okay, all right, and then we're moving to the next one. Okay, this is some of what we call here green business opportunity, develop ways that help to contribute to green growth on the small or large scale. So they develop a new way of cleaning clothes using less than 2% of the water and energy of the conventional washing machine. So mostly conventional machine, we use more than 2% of water. So like this one is aqua nano concept. They may use like washing your clothes but less water, and using green advertising agency to develop campaign promoting green practices, offering green products and brand, and engaging their customer through various green promotion. For example, Earth Day promotion, or maybe Earth Hour. Okay, meaning just switch off the light for 1 hour. Especially like in most resident like taman perumahan, okay, they used to do that. But in factory line, they won't do that. 1 hour is according to 1 million of losses, right? If you switch off, okay? And yeah, actually we can do slowly, okay? With our day, okay? And the third one, help find eco-friendly alternative, for example, biodegradable full-size garbage bag. And the fourth one, manufacture types of product that necessitate the gradual but continual reductions of products or service and replace with the product of consumption. Example, Canon use toner cartridge, and Nokia use cell phone and cell phone battery. This is the thing that I told you just now. And then we're moving on to the next one, the green business benefits. Okay, number one, more companies making green growth as their top business agenda. So I think that slowly the company after this, if you realize, like even like McDonald, right? No, what we call straw for their drinks, and they're using something like lead technology to make sure that the customer just drink from the cup. That is one of making green growth as the top agenda. Number two, green brand or product in the company can add unique selling point. Okay, I do see one Starbucks is start to have like recycle cup by having like plastic cup, and every time you want to buy a drink, you just bring the cup and then they can put your drink inside that. um and yeah, it's quite good. And then innovation and green product development, of course, we come up with some product that have innovation. Okay, more on the green product. I told you before, like McDonald no straw, they come up with that lid technology. Okay, at the closure of the top of the drink, you can just have sip your drink using that. Okay, lid. And satisfaction and contribution to make the world a better place. So I think that is not one task, one role task. It's everyone task, and it have to be jama'ah, and we have to be united to create that the world can become a better place. And according to some of the statistics saying that, I don't remember the author's name. They said if we fail to manage, okay, the 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 waste, okay, in around 2070, 2070, our country will become like KLCC tower with full of the waste. Okay, not just only house waste, but every single of the dustbin is your um not dustbin, waste. Okay, your rubbish is everywhere if not been well proper managed. And in Japan, what they do, they used to separate, of course, the food waste, the like there's a bottle, there's a pepper, there's a box, and then and pepper, so forth, right? And they use the food waste and process this become fertilizer. Kebanyakannya macam sampah-sampah makanan diproses menjadikan baja. That is in Japan, and it's being composed. Okay, and I do see some of website and some social media, they actually start to do that. Okay, they used to do their own fertilizer by using the food waste. And number five, green business can provide opportunity to develop entrepreneur talent with low startup cost. So it's very good because I believe that this is one of the part or the starter for those who want have something like to do business. Okay, but they want the starter is the low cost, and you can use this idea to have like green business opportunity. And I see once in television. Okay, what they did was using like recycled tires. Okay, most probably the tires been throw away once it's not used, right? So what that this guy, these two guys did was they alter, they make some very beautiful clothes. Okay, and then they wrap up the tires, and the tires become a place for the kitten or the cats to have something like their transit place. Okay, so they do this kind of the idea, something like hotel for the cat, okay, by using recycled products. Okay, and it looked like very impressive with a low startup capital, menggunakan modal yang tayar yang dibuang. Okay, can you imagine that? And then the clothes also been waste, a part of waste. So they are really creative. They saw it, dia menjahitkan dan balut tayar tersebut menjadi rumah untuk anak-anak kucing ni. Okay, so to place them, so they get the service to place the cat. Okay, and they make something like hotel for them using a tire. So it's quite creative. And I see also a student in UKM, if I'm not mistaken. What they did was, I told in my entrepreneurship class, right? Okay, they're using what we call the old bus lama, bus buruk. Okay, they transform the bus. They used to do something like interior design inside the bus, and they create, because that bus is double decker, so they create the bus become something like also like transit, but they call as motel. Okay, for the parents who want to meet their children for just for temporary, like 1 or 2 days, and then they create something like a room, something like praying place, and then they have something like bed, everything complete inside there. And it's like, wow, it's become a part of the motor. Can you imagine if they have maybe 10 in the row? Okay, the old bus, they can make something like one big motel. Okay, so yeah, it's quite very creative. Okay, and of course they do some renovation, not renovation, something like uh they repainting it again. They create the old bus become something like, it's very like authentic bus. But when people get into the bus, people will say, wow, this is something like yeah, can't imagine on that. Okay, very creative. UKM student, University Kebangsaan Malaysia. Okay, students who have that idea. Yeah, congratulations because of your idea. Okay, and then the third one, sorry, the next one, we do have a green business strategies. Okay, the first one, we have focusing on existing or latent green business in a company current business portfolio. So how we want to have this existing or latent green attributes in company current business portfolio, meaning focusing more on what action you can be, what action you can do, okay, for the company purpose, in the way on how to have. Oh, sorry. Okay, they say in here my PC is not plugged in. I'm so sorry. Sorry, yeah. Okay. All right. They should focus on existing or latent green attributes, okay, in the company current business portfolio. So focus on business portfolio, okay. And then the second one, acquiring or buying someone else green brand. For example, like um some products like Body Shop is doing some combination and joint ventures with not Vidal Sassoon, with something like one brand. I don't remember the name. Not Vidal Sassoon. Head and Shoulders. Okay. They do some joint venture together because this is a part, because Body Shop also be very familiar with organic products brand name. So if I'm not mistaken, if you go to Body Shop, you bring your empty bottles like your perfumes, okay, you can actually get some rebate, okay, for one empty bottle, because they want to recycle the bottle. Empty bottle is RM1. If let's say your perfume is RM50, and then if you have 5 bottles, you can only just pay RM45. So that is one other way around in order to encourage people to go for uh, recycle and so forth. And then um, the third one, architect strategy, involve building a strategy of developing and innovating new offerings. So if you realize, the PNC here is show like a bank, okay, and I realize also like many buildings in Malaysia start to have like this kind of architect strategy by planted some plantation, okay, and it's quite nice, because they have some grooming there, and it shows something like symbols of the company. And yeah, if I'm not mistaken, at the mines, they do like that in Malaysia, and many more actually. The building have wrapped up with this plantation. It's one of other revolutions on the architect's strategy on innovation. So this is example of the green workforce development. This is a mind map. Example ways to encourage green workforce. You can read here, okay. And we do have also issues need to address when implementing green strategy. Number one, ensure that the green goals fit with the company objective. Make sure it's parallel. Parallel ni maksudnya seiring, okay. The company objective must have some some green goals that not only just about profit based company. Okay. And second one, evaluate each strategy option, green product and brand development. Okay, make sure that there is pro and cons behind the green product and brand development. Number three, review opportunity to promote the green benefits of product and brands. So you do some SWOT analysis. Okay, what is the opportunity, what is the benefits, okay, that you can gain from the green benefits. Maybe you can do some program or maybe joint venture with the company that implement more on the green business. And number four, evaluate the company green resources and capabilities. Maybe you can indulge, okay, some of the what we call potential, especially from the young graduates again, that maybe joining your business, maybe you can do something like the idea to how to boost their motivation to have more on business on a green business. Or maybe you can ask them to come up with a business idea and proposal, and maybe the company can maybe like embark the idea for those who chosen idea, and then they can go with that. So it actually encouraging and boost the motivation to do on that part. And then the fifth one, consider speed to market that green initiative will be required. So, of course, when you do have the best action being taken, so you will consider go speed up with the market. So I believe that this have a quite potential market if you have a really serious idea on it. And number six, companies must align their green strategy with their existing product portfolio. So, what's the product is all about? If let's say you are focusing on drinks, let's say make sure maybe the drinks come out with like all overall the packaging with something like using paper cup that can be easily reduced, maybe use lid, no more straw, or maybe you can use like paper bag rather than plastic bag. Okay. And the box, sometimes they put something like the cup for 4 cups, for example, right? Use that one that orang kata box telur kan, something like that. You can use that materials. Okay. And I seen ones, okay, they are very good, even though like the spoon also they create from using like box, even though that spoon is not quite strong compared like using like the plastic spoon and fork, right? But it creates some way and technology, can I say technology innovation on that. Okay, so after all we can use many more actually innovation on all, especially in F&B, food and beverages industry, because this is the speed market that can actually create into the green business strategy. And the last one, companies that succeed in growing green will be distinguished by their commitment as well as the performance of the green product. So encourage them to come out with the talent more on the green product. The problem in the reality in what we have, okay, I realized that more on the green product, they are more expensive. So how we want to actually remove the perceptions of the public to have no. Allahu Akbar.